started out with this idea of we need to divest ourselves of whiteness. And when I say we, I mean like society, the culture has this idea of divesting yourself from whiteness, which, I mean, the Smithsonian just came out with this whole little infographic of what whiteness and white culture are. So it's things like being on time. Like, I can't be on time and be black. Like, really, or being polite. Being polite was on there. What are you trying to say about Black people?
Wow.
Really? Holding certain holidays, holding certain religions and things like that, but or religious practices, the sacraments and things like that. It's like what they're saying, what they're doing is they're taking the idea of whiteness, which at one time was just the structures that continue to hold Black people down. And they've moved that into overlapping with the Judeo-Christian worldview. Mm-hmm. So now what you're going to soon see is that whiteness is going to be removed and the Judeo-Christian worldview is going to be put in that place. So now instead of people saying whiteness is wicked, they're going to say the Judeo-Christian framework is wicked. Mm-hmm. Now you don't need to divest yourself of your whiteness. You need to divest yourself of the Judeo-Christian worldview. It's going to be a problem. I would wonder who wrote that article for the Smithsonian. Like, who made that infographic? Because these aren't, in my experience as being a Black woman, things that are historically put down or passed down from the older generation to the younger generation. Like we do have some, don't tell nobody, but we can have some issues with time. But, but aside from that, like, we want our kids to get an education. Being polite is something that's ingrained in you from the beginning. You always speak to your elders. You always treat other people with kindness and respect. So the idea that being polite or being, educated or, being able to properly do grammar or math, that those are white ideals, really, to me, devalues the Black person. Because what are you now saying about me, that I have to have like the remedial math? And there's no shame on you if you in remedial math, but if I can excel beyond that, if this is what I am capable of, but now you're telling me that if I'm capable of that, I am now participating in a system of whiteness, and whiteness is wicked. Would I ever then ascribe to something, like, would I try to get there? Yeah. It creates a victim narrative. So now things like time, where to me, I have fired people for not being on time. Now it's like, well, can I even fire this person for not showing up on time if they're a person of color, when showing up on time is a white ideal? Wow. How does that work? Because you can't be late to my meeting. I'm sorry.
And that's why I call you a hero, because we need so many people to stand up and speak the truth like this. What's scary about it is, I guess I've said, I see either a violent civil war eventually or a revival of the gospel, another great awakening. And I'm praying that it's another revival and people are coming to Jesus Christ and seeing humanity for who we truly are. Yeah. All created in the image of God.